Wait for him to finish with that tire.
Oh, here, hold on. Yeah, there.
That's a good.
Hey everybody, welcome to the next edition of Soil Podcast, Soil Cycling. My name is Matt Gholson, and with me as always...
Yep, Gabriel Arnone.
And Justin Polt.
Yeah.
I'm going to promise not to move this microphone around this time because it did make a bunch of annoying sounds last time, so I'm going to remember not to do that. We all just got to talk into the mic. So we're back for our second episode live. We still got the mechanic in the house. Hank couldn't be with us tonight. We'll have Hank back in the future. He is busy training for his next bike race and riding. By the way, I wanted to mention Hank is a rider. I didn't know that. Him and his wife have wrote a play, and I think that is incredible. So not only can he kick my butt in cycling, but he's also a great rider and just a good all-around guy. So what we got to talk about today? What's on the agenda?
Yeah, we got a ride report from Adam Scrow and Michael Norris. A little bit of a ride report. They couldn't be here with us, but we want to kind of congratulate them just on finishing the Leadville 100. Adam did 8:47, and Michael did an 11:21. I don't know. I've talked to Michael more than I've talked to Adam, but Michael is kind of, his goal is just to finish, which I think for all of us would be
for sure. Huge goal for me.
So yeah, he just went out there and kind of went at a steady pace. Looks like Scrow went out with some names and kicked some asses out there, but yeah. I got a phone call from Michael like 2 days after he got back.
Yeah.
And I saw Michael Norris come up on my phone. I'm like, okay, so this is either him calling me saying, I'm bringing in my bike and you're selling all my stuff, or I'm done, or he's like super motivated. And it was the latter. It's like, I've ridden with them a few times and they both are motivated, which is bad for the rest of us in the area. But,
I heard from, I don't think it was you, but I heard from somebody. They showed up. I don't know if it was a Wednesday mountain bike ride or the Wednesday road bike ride or whatever. They showed up and they were like, these guys have like the Colorado bump, man. They were like Colorado watts putting out some.
Yeah, they altitude doped.
That's not fair. You know, that's not right. It's not fair.
Just go to the top of Bald Knob Cross. Get your altitude training there.
Yeah.
I've been to Leadville one time, and me and Luke were there. We went to find Floyd's of Leadville, and we didn't. It was closed. We couldn't go in and buy anything. Not that I would, but I couldn't even catch my breath walking around town. Like I almost passed out walking around town. I couldn't imagine, and that's
saying sleeping. Like you have a hard time sleeping at first.
Yeah, so I followed it on Facebook, and they got to ride with Lachlan Morton, which was really cool. Met him a day out there with his crazy bike with the stem like -30 or something.
Yeah, it was like a hybrid adjustable stem, but usually when they're pointed up, but this one was pointed straight down.
Yeah, I definitely want to. That is funny to think about it. Normally, those stems would be on the hybrid, like my wife's.
I don't know if that's actually what it was.
It looked like one in the picture.
I didn't see a side profile.
Yeah, I saw one. It looked like it had the dial and like.
Oh, so it was like a $40 stem.
And I really liked how
it was carbon. It was from EF.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
No, I'm sure it was a $40 stem.
So
they talked to me a little bit about that. They said he was a really cool guy.
And since we got him here, we got Justin. And Justin, he hit up I don't really know anything about this race. I didn't even know it was happening. I just saw it, and I'm really glad I didn't know because I didn't have to think about even trying to go. So tell me a little bit about what you did.
So we went up to Edwardsville on Saturday and raced the Edwardsville Criterium. I raced both the 4.5 and the 3.4. Ultimately took the bunch sprint gallop in the 4.5. One of the boys from Paducah went up the road with a few other guys, and the pack wasn't going to let me go with them. So sprinted from the last corner all the way up the false flat into a headwind. Got fourth from there. That's in the money, so I was pretty happy with that.
Wow.
And then the 3.4, I got dropped in spectacular fashion. There's a video on the internet, but I haven't released it to the general public yet. So
was 3.4 afterwards?
Yeah, it was like an hour and a half afterwards.
Yeah,
and I just
Did you feel it still?
Yeah, it was a lot harder out of all the corners. So there's like 2 technical corners, and people were just on the brakes real hard and 1,000 watts out of every corner, and it just hurts.
I respect everyone that does crits because it scares me.
Yeah,
I'll do a 8-foot drop on a mountain bike, but then get me in a pack of road riders, and I'm like, I'm not so sure about that.
Considering your cornering from last time we rode together, since Gabe's cornering is like something is just something to behold. Like he rides it like a mountain bike. Like he's like, all right, I'm going to see just how close I can stay to the inside and then come out of the corner still on the inside. Scooting those tires a little, you hit your pedals.
Clip a pedal.
Yeah, you
clip a pedal.
You clipped the pedal twice, I think. Both times you were in front of me, and I was like, oh, God. It was a little scary. But, no. Cornering is...
bad rep.
Yeah, no. Gabe is strong enough that he can corner in a totally bizarre way and still, like... Keep up in the pack. So, but it's scary. I admit, it's scary.
It was. There was a crash in every race.
Yeah? Did you see it in front of you or behind you?
So in the 4-5 race, I watched a guy... miss the hay bales on the left-hand side and go straight into the curb, over the curb, and just about out of the course over the handlebars. I looked up the road, and his bike's upside down, and he's also upside down. It's always 6-7 foot in the air. So I saw that one. I saw the aftermath of the 35, 45, 55 plus 1, 2, 3, 4s.
Yeah.
The second rider apparently in the pack just went down and took out everybody behind him. The ladies were safe, though. Like,
I want to race with the ladies. Like, I think I could be competitive.
I don't know, dude.
You know what? I could make it. I could get a little bit. They do race. They race safer, I think, most of the time. But
and then 3-4, somebody wrecked going down a straight road. So I don't know. Could not tell you. I just
Was any of it on video?
Actually, you could see the aftermath on my video of the 3-4. Like, all I know is like...
There's your thumbnail.
Yeah, I came straight through the start-finish line, and this guy's like getting on his bike, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
I was looking at scheduling, and I was looking to see if there was a worldwide technology raceway crit in the fall. There was one. I didn't see it, but I might not look hard enough. Momentum Indy is coming up, which is in Indianapolis. I'm not going to that, but
nope.
But that is coming up. And then we got the Gateway coming up. For those of you who are crit fans, we do have the Gateway Cup coming up in next week, something like that.
First weekend of September.
I might try to go to the ACC race and watch it just because it would be cool, but I don't know. By this time, I'm usually starting to run out of energy. I'm back to work and not going. Not racing, not going.
No, I think that's the weekend. That's the only week. That's the last weekend I have off of doing things until cross season starts. And
if I ended up getting strong enough that I could go with like 4 5s, but then also wear like a full face, and my pads,
and shoulder pads,
that should be my goal. Just like be strong enough
to
be completely un-aero, and still hang on.
Just put your elbows out. Gabe, you are the size that nobody's gonna mess with you anyway.
I don't. You don't want to abuse it, you know.
Well, you should.
All right, so next up, continuing talking racing, we've got Catalyst. So this came out of nowhere. Like, this was like, I didn't know. I wondered if they were going to schedule one, and it just came out of nowhere. Catalyst race series. Tell us about that, Gabe.
Yeah, it's I think the same course that it traditionally has been at Touch of Nature.
It's going to have the big hill in it, the road hill?
I think, so if you take 2021, like the first series that we had there, the last race that was at Touch of Nature, so like up by the rock house thing, so it does cut out the
the very first time there was like this crazy steep little road climb out of nowhere.
Oh, I loved it.
Oh yeah, you were at that race too. But yeah, that race is on the 9th of September. So this next month, so 2 weeks out pretty much.
Yep. Bring your legs.
Yeah, but definitely that's a race to check out. I think it's only $30 entry. Registration.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, there's not
$30.
A bit, unless you are doing something else that weekend. You don't have a real big excuse.
I can always talk myself out of like a $50 or $60 race,
Yeah.
but 30, I'm like,
That's
a good deal for a race.
that is something. Like, have you noticed that? I don't know how many races you guys have been doing lately, but like, what's probably the average race entry?
It's gotten ridiculous, to be honest with you. Like
What was Edwardsville?
like 40.
40?
That's not bad. So,
I mean, it's not bad.
Was that one event or two?
That's one.
That's what I figured.
so it was double.
It was 15. They
Did you have
usually
to
give-
buy a $10 license or $15
I'm already
license?
on one.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I'm already USAC certified.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
I'm already a loser like that.
I don't know. It just seems the worst is, and I understand it. So I race a little bit of enduro,
Yeah.
but
What's enduros usually cost?
100,
Yeah.
150
I knew they were
for like
high.
a 2-day.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a ton
That's
of
too
It's
good.
not bad though.
So there's a ton of timing
Yeah.
with enduro. You have all the different gates,
A lot of
and
setup.
a lot of setup. So I understand why it's so expensive, but man, that's a tough pill to swallow.
Well, I'm always like more willing to pay for a local event, but also pay for an event where there's some community and some, like the last Catalyst race I did, there's a meal there, you hang out afterwards. It was a lot of fun. Whereas like the last official USA Secret I did, you get dropped and you get in your car and go home because there's like more people in the way. You got to get out of the way for the next race coming on, right? It's just so it's a lot more fun when it's like $30 is a great deal, and I'm definitely in on that.
Right
So,
next to the lake, you can go jump in afterwards.
very fun course.
Yeah, it is fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that for the locals in the area, the mountain biking Touch of Nature, traditionally we can't ride the Lakeview Trail and the Rocky Ledges outside of pretty much the race, but I'm pretty sure they're saying now that we can ride that trail pretty much all the time.
Oh, really?
Outside of when they have their programs.
Cool.
So yeah, go ride it. If you get in trouble, you can blame me. I'm sorry. But,
Damn it, Gabe.
yeah.
And then I don't know if Hank's going to be there, but the last mountain bike race we did was kind of a grudge match where it was, and I do have the record at Catalyst. I have beat him there. He has beat me at the Glendale. I don't think that'll ever happen again. Hank's too strong, but
I thought you were saying it's never going to happen again that he beats you.
no, hey, I could make a big deal out of it, but I got 2 weeks to get ready. Rocky had 5 weeks, so to get ready to fight Apollo Creed. So I, what? Exactly. Yeah. So maybe I need to start, getting off my butt. Okay. Well, a couple topics to fill in here. We don't have Hank, but a couple. But I do have a couple topics to throw in here, and then Gabe's got a kind of a tech corner topic. But this is tech time. So heart rate monitor drama. So I have been a big user of heart rate monitors for a long time. I really like the chest strap. I've been using that since, I don't know, I had a Polar. And the first Polar strap I had, you never even had to put batteries in it. It didn't have a place to put batteries. It's the big plastic one, that you wore across your chest. The thing lasted for years and never broke. And then when I got a Garmin, I got the cheap Garmin strap. And it lasted for years and never broke. I've had but it started acting up. So I bought a cheap one from Amazon, and it's it drives me nuts because it works and then it quits working in random times, and you look down and you're thinking, man, am I working hard? And you go down, you look at your heart rate, and it's like 110. You're like, I know it's not 110. I know it's like 180 or something, and it's jumping up and down, and then I get aggravated.
And your heart rate rises because you're getting aggravated.
Yeah. So what do you think of Wahoo products in general?
In general,
Yeah.
they're good. They get my. They're worth buying.
Yeah.
I don't think they. Probably do anything much better than say Garmin or Polar.
Yeah.
I think they're all pretty similar, broadly speaking. Now, if you ask me about a specific product, I might say one over the other.
Well, the Wahoo, I don't want to run them down because I think they're an awesome company and I like a lot of their trainer products are top notch. The Wahoo ticker apparently has a reputation for being junk.
I've had some issues with mine.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I've been able to, a new battery. It seems like they don't chew through batteries. You won't just have one randomly die, but in my experience, if it starts giving me some wonky stuff. It's like put a new battery in. It for some reason starts working.
I got a brand new one. It worked for about 2 weeks, and then it died. And it died like I put a new battery in, but it was full of like sweat and grime and brown stuff inside. So yeah, it was pretty much junk.
Was it factory brown stuff?
It was factory brown stuff, apparently, yeah. But I do want to say about this. This is what I want to say about Wahoo. Best customer service that I've ever dealt with. I bought this thing on eBay because it was the cheapest price I could find. It was like $39. And I sent them a picture of the receipt, and I sent them a picture of the product and told them what happened. And like in 3 days, I had a brand new one. So pretty incredible product service. So I haven't opened the new one yet. I haven't decided if I'm going to, because I might go with a Polar. I've heard that they're kind of like the best. But
I've not actually used one of those.
Yeah.
So buying stuff off of Amazon cheap, does that slide into your next?
Yeah, eBay. Yeah, cheap. So it's time for Gholson's cheap alert. Cheap alert. Since this is a podcast and we don't have pictures, I don't really.
We can insert one possibly on the.
Insert a picture, but yeah. So Gabe was going to make fun of how cheap I am. He mentioned that as a segment, and so this is my my S-Works shoe that I bought on eBay for $40, and I've been using these shoes for years. When I got them, they were missing some of the tabs on the what do you call them thing? Grips? I don't know, like how like these carbon shoes, they have like rubber, grippy material. And when I got them, that stuff was worn away. Now the guy that sold me these, see, this is the one he put the picture of.
Oh,
and it was like really nice.
He did you dirty.
He did me kind of dirty. This shoe looked brand new, and then I check out this one and the red stuff.
How does that happen? Like,
I guess
you leave them in your car too long in the summer.
The left is a lot better than the right.
Yeah.
So, like, I wonder, did he put his left foot down? Every time he unclipped,
put it down and like scraped it,
yeah,
or something. But so I love these so much. They fit so good and they're so comfortable. And I carboned where I wore the carbon away. Like there was literally just like nothing here. There was nothing here, and I just recarboned them.
I didn't realize you were doing carbon repair. Is that like a
carbon repair? I have mixed results with carbon repair.
That's $100,000 industry right there.
Yeah, carbon repair. I have repaired. I have a bike I have repaired 3 times. And so far, so good. It keeps breaking, but in different places.
You're not supposed to do that.
Now our professional mechanic has come to Gabe and said, "Can you help me get my tire off?"
With my son's help, but then
surveillance. What are you gonna do?
We're going to take a little break here until we get Gabe back because we have one more. Well, and then Gabe just gave me some tires, and some brand new tires. People come to the bike shop all the time, and they're like, "Hey, I need new tires." One of them was kind of slightly worn. The other one's like brand new. Those are definitely going on my bike when I get home. My old bike. Not my new one, but my old one.
I did the same thing with a set of tires from here as well.
Yeah.
Somebody came in, had some old Pathfinders.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll finish this up as soon as we can get Gabe back. Gabe's back?
Gabe's back.
Leave it rolling. Dang, Gabe.
He's a professional.
Yeah, what kind of tire tool are you using there?
It is a muck off.
Muck off, huh?
Yeah, it's not the traditional Pedros, even though I have nothing against the Pedros.
We got 2 more topics to go over on this show, and Gabe, axis on the mountain bike.
Okay, yep. I drank that Kool-Aid for sure. I was like holding off for the longest time. I was like, mechanical, it works really well. And I have like good mechanical, like X01, Eagle, nothing to complain about by any means.
Probably keep your cables in good shape.
Yep, keep it in good shape. Mechanical's lighter. And so I held off for a long time. But lately, I've not had a ton of time to work on my own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I maybe have the reputation for crashing. And so bent hangers is like a thing.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I need my bike just to basically be ready for me to hop on it.
Yeah.
In wreck. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, in wreck. but hop on it and go ride, do the group rides and stuff like that. So I got the GX T-type, the transmission axis. So like the new one that doesn't have, it's like direct
universal
mount.
derailleur hanger.
Yeah, direct mount.
Oh, I wanted to ask you about that.
Okay. So
when you're ready.
Yeah.
When you're done. Tell us about it.
But so far I have like 3 or 4 rides on it. It's been flawless. Like the only time I did have some struggles with the shifter, or what do they call it, the pod.
The shifter pod, I saw that. It kind of like looks very, very...
Well, I'm using the old one.
Okay.
The old axis. So it's like a rocker. And beyond that, I was just doing some I was doing some like weird shifting and stuff like that, some missed shifts.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I don't know. I'm a sit and spin kind of rider.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah.
And just being able to like constantly stay on the power.
Yeah.
And not let up. That's been pretty cool.
We'll see how it works out for Catalyst.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out for Catalyst. But yeah, it's been really good. I'm really happy with it.
Well, I'm still a big believer in 9-speed Dior.
Yeah. If you want to upgrade, I got an 11-speed Dior shifter in the back.
I have 11-speed Dior derailleur and shifter sitting at home for my old mountain bike, and I was like, I'm going to put them on when the 9-speed breaks, and it hasn't broke yet. I even have the 11-speed cassette for that bike. But
what's on your chisel?
It come with 11-speed SLX, I think, SLX, and it works awesome. I mean, it worked really good when it was new. The clutch kind of, if its clutch is on, it kind of, it still shifts, but it's just draggy. With the clutch off, it's like super smooth. But all right, so I got to ask about the AXS. Like, I know it's expensive. Mm-hmm. Would you say it's worth it?
For
the transmission.
For the transmission. It's all relative in the sense of if it performs better, in my opinion, than mechanical.
Yeah.
Like mechanical works really well if everything is perfect. If your hanger is straight, if your cable and housing are good, if everything's just right, mechanical works awesome.
Yeah.
You just don't have to worry about that with the Axis.
Yeah.
Which I have DI2 on my Diverge. I don't know how many thousand miles that bike has.
Flawless too.
I've never touched it.
That's pretty awesome.
So, which that bike does not get crashed as much as a mountain bike,
or abused, or just hammered, or dropped through rocks and stuff.
Yeah. So
I rode with Gabe. He's aggressive.
So yeah, just the electronic does the same thing every time. And
I would never buy an electric drivetrain, but I would consider the transmission drivetrain, because I watched some videos about that and I'm like, that's amazing. I mean, that thing looks like it's rebuildable. That's the other thing. It's like
modular.
It's modular. The derailleur is repairable. So I was really impressed with that product, and like I'm not like really all that much into tech. I don't really follow what's new, but I watched a couple of videos about that, and I saw guys like stomping on their freaking derailleur. Yeah. I'm like, man, because I've had a lot of derailleur hanger issues in the past.
Yeah, that was just like the aggravation of like almost every ride.
Mm-hmm.
With mechanical, you're doing like those half shifts.
Yep.
Everyone, you're just like
you gotta push it back up on the
push the thumb a little bit, and you get used to doing that. Like, and this is like definitely first world, problems.
Yeah.
But if you can afford it, if you're not gonna like not get groceries because you go buy Axis, or something like that, you're gonna miss rent. It's, in my opinion, worth it for just not having to mess with your stuff. And I know selling new bikes with electronic, people bring in their bikes for a tune-up, and I'm like, so what's going on? And they're like, nothing's wrong. Just like look at my bike and make sure my bearings are good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like you have hydraulic disc brakes and electronic shifting. Like there's no tuning.
Yeah,
like the tuning is completely.
It's like an electric car. It's probably not going to need its oil changed, or it's pretty good. One topic left to talk about today. I had this come out of this has come out of Gabe's show notes. Catalyst Grand Prix 2024. What is this?
Okay, so it's an idea that I've been kicking around for a little bit, and I think it's going to be, as of right now, just kind of a local, kind of the main crew that I ride with, kind of gentleman's bet.
Yeah.
Even though we all know who will win it, but it's basically just taking kind of what the Lifetime Grand Prix is doing and just doing it kind of local style. So mixing gravel and mountain bike events. But so that would be possibly like Dirty South Roubaix, the Cannonball gravel race, and the mountain bike race, Glen Vegas Gambler, Touch of Nature, Catalyst, and maybe I don't know if there's really anything else that's super local.
Yeah.
That a lot of us end up doing the Klaus race, mountain bike race. A lot of people do the White Lightning, but that's not really like truly Southern Illinois.
These are
local.
all in Southern Illinois. At least.
Yeah.
So, what would if this was to occur? We have the Cannonball coming up, but you're talking about Cannonball 2024. So it would be the last event.
Yeah, but they do the Cannonball like in February.
Yeah, they do a cold one. Well, they do the 2x4.
Yeah, that's what I was meaning.
Okay, so 2x4.
Yeah,
That's the cold. They do the Campo 2x4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, I've done it twice in a row, and it's like, it's like torture, but I really enjoy it. It's like a crit without the fun parts.
That sounds terrible.
It's like okay, I'm climbing this hill again. Okay, I'm going down this hill again. Okay, this guy's passing me.
For sure.
Yeah, it's okay.
We could maybe,
February, March,
yeah,
April.
Dirty soil.
Dirty soil.
The dirty soil.
It's a good day. February, March, April. So we got Cannonball 2x4 in February, DSR in March, Glen Vegas in April.
Yeah, they do the Cannonball mountain bike in May.
Cannonball mountain bike. Oh, yeah. Campo mountain bike. And O-Face. That's the O-Face race.
Yeah, the O-Face race. And then
Collarbone.
2 years, a year ago, there was a Touch of Nature race in June. So if they did that, that's kind of a hot race, but I don't know. It's kind of worth it there, like I said before.
You keep moving there.
You keep moving. They put on a really good race. Like there's drinks and the lake right there.
Yeah.
Jumping afterwards.
So I liked everything, but you called it Catalyst Grand Prix, which I thought, to unite all these things together, like call it. And he just said Dirty Soil, the Dirty Soil Grand Prix. That's a pretty cool name. The Southern Illinois Grand Prix. I don't know. I think it's an awesome idea though, because you can kind of have a series. If you think about the number of people who are going to race all of these events, it's probably like
10.
10 is exactly the number I was coming with. 10, 20 that races every single one. If you were to say you can drop one of these, or you don't have to sign up for every single one, you might end up having 30 or 20 or something. But yeah, it's not going to be a lot of people.
How do you think you split up, like, how's the 2x4? How do they do classes in that one?
2x4 is
like open class?
It's open, and they do age groups. I've done it twice, but I can't remember how I signed up. I don't think it might be like sport and open and sport or something like that, or begin. Actually, the way they do that race, as far as I remember, is they do 2 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
And men or women, and that's it. Like there is
so it's basically open class.
Yeah, it's just open. So it's 2x4 men or women.
You'd maybe have an issue there, like with the mountain bike races, you usually have like beginner, sport, expert in this area. My idea for the Dirty South, at least, was like if you were in, say, racing sport or expert at the other races, you had to do the full dirty.
Yeah.
And then if you're doing the beginner class, dirty soil,
And a lot of people do the 2x4 in teams. Some really fast guys that I thought should have been riding it by themselves, but these guys were doing it in a team so they could just rail like every lap. It was like just
We were talking about doing that at Touch of Nature, just a kind of a brew ride or maybe a little charity ride. We're doing just the east side of Touch of Nature at the parking lot at the trailhead, and doing maybe 10 laps over there, duos, but you have 5. Each person has to do 5 laps, and it doesn't matter how you do it.
I love stuff like that. Swaps or
My legs hurt just thinking about it.
Yeah, we did a kind of a cross race a long time ago that Lee Messersmith put on in just some random, almost like a junk pile. I think we started at like a random trash pile somewhere in Benton. And
Yeah.
Were you? Did you hear about this? You weren't there though, were you?
No, I was.
You were there?
It was like my very first time riding Crystal's like her Crux, the one that Trish
it was
is on.
kind of wet.
It was wet, and somebody
Rains.
broke a bike.
Yeah, I think so.
It was terrifying.
It was
do that again.
It was really fun. It was a team thing. So the way Pat was kind of in charge, and Pat was like, we divided up slowest to fastest riders. I can't remember who was on my team.
So was it like you got seeded?
Yeah. You did one lap, and then he kind of tried to balance it out, and he just did it on a notepad, and it was a lot of fun. My team, I can't remember who was with me, but we were sort of in the middle of the pack because I wasn't slowest, but I was far from fastest. And then it was a lot of fun to do that because you got to race a hard lap, and then you got to stop and kind of, they did beer hand ups, and you could scream at people as they come by. So that was cool. So I think this thing has got a ton of legs underneath it. Like I think there's other people. I think it would bring more riders to these events. Just thinking about, even if they weren't going to do them all, just to think, well, maybe I might. And a lot of people do DSR and
some cross pollination.
Yeah. I think even if it was like, I don't know if it's just some way to make it work, but even if it's just a group of, I would love to follow like, the 10 people who do all these. I'll try to do all these. I do most of them, but that would be cool. Good idea.
Yeah.
Is it a time or points thing, or what are you thinking?
You'd probably just do your places, like
lowest maybe, like lowest place, like they're all worth the same.
That's how we did the Catalyst race.
Okay,
the series was like you get the point of the place that you did, and then lowest.
Okay, which would be cool. Every race would be equal.
All right, well, I'm off for DSR though.
Yeah, how come?
Single speed, dude.
Yeah,
I don't get a place for that.
That's where you start running into issues.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I don't know how we'd figure that out.
Yeah,
if you were on single speed and you were pretty high,
or pretty low,
or pretty low,
do some sort of percentage.
Yeah.
Like you get a handicap.
I mean, is there a way to get everybody's time just that did the full dirty, like just regardless of class, and then just do it regardless of what?
Yeah.
If you're single speed.
So it's your fault that you ran a single speed.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
I don't think it'd make that much difference. He's fast on anything.
I know. I think you beat me both years. There.
It's a power to weight ratio competition in those hills, and that's my strong point. Love it. Yeah, love down those hills. Well, anything else?
I think we're gonna have to get dressed here.
Yeah,
shortly.
Yeah, it's time. It is time to go ride. By the way, I didn't come in last the last time we did a race.
That's right.
Yeah, I beat Gabe, but it was kind of cheap.
That was after the altitude doping.
Yeah,
Scro and Michael.
So we're off. See you in a couple weeks, probably. We hope to get Hank back. And and if you have any questions, I never did make that email address I said I was going to, but you can get a hold of us. You can ask a question. We're happy to talk about it.
Leave a comment below.
Like and subscribe, and all that stuff. And all right, Grant, you got any last words?
It's hot out, and Gabe's gonna sweat a lot.
It's hot out, and we are gonna sweat. See ya.